Lastly, I want to talk about the panels and the setup of the interface. And I basically want to talk about the window menu. So let's go down here from the window menu into Workspace. And what we've got here are different ways that you can set up Photoshop. Now, by default, everything is in Essentials mode. And that's what we get here. We get the Essentials. It starts us off with Layers panel, um, Adjustments, and actually it starts us off with color. But it also leaves us swatches and styles and channels and paths. And these are pretty generally the most used tools in the bucket. And then we've also got these guys here, which aren't used a lot, or not as much, but are still accessible by clicking on these guys here. And they're even double paneled. It's still not everything. There are, I think, about really 25 or 26 panels going on in here. And we have access to about half, roughly. Okay, but that doesn't mean that this is the only way to work in Photoshop. So what happens is that we can try a different workspace. Let's say that you were painting something for a movie, like a big background. Okay, so what we would do is click on Painting, and that has some of the other tools you're more likely to use when you're painting. So brush presets, swatches in list mode, again layers. Let's try something else. Let's try typography. What does that get us? So it gets us the character panel and the paragraph styles and character styles, and then our main three down here. So these are the ones that just happen to come with Photoshop. If you're into 3D, it might look like that. These, as I said, these are the ones that just happen to come with Photoshop. But we can change it around. Let's say that we are comfortable with our screen, but we want to have more items visible. So let's say we want the 3D over here, and we'll put this over here, and we want this over here, and maybe we don't like the options panel up here. Maybe we'd like it down here. Now to me, this is incredibly messy, and I don't do that. I'm pretty vanilla about how I work within the workspace. But you could save your screen like this. So let's say we go back into Workspace and we say, hey, let's save this, whatever I've got here, as a new workspace. So I'll say my workspace. And I might just save any keyboard shortcuts I might have changed, or I might have changed some of the menus. You can truly hot rod Photoshop out in such a way that even the most experienced of users would have a difficult time using it. But I would say for this class, this is really a beginner's class, so you really probably don't want to go hot rodding your screen out too much. But, so now, if we go into our workspace, clearly it's set to my workspace, but we could maybe go back to Essentials, and it goes back to our original thing here, or we could go back and try my workspace. So you've got a lot of ways to, work comfortably, and that's how workspaces work.